Hello everyone and welcome to our ICC Express and ICC Keyworkz webinar for July 6, 2015. We're very happy to see everyone here today. And if you've been following along with my series, then you'll know that I've been building this blog called Beyond Paranormal. And I actually built the blog with ICC Keyworkz. Did all the keyword assembly. I may add some more structure to it. We have a pretty full structure with it now. If we look at our curation sources over here in the profile source connections and filter just the connected objects, you can see over here the keywords that we have used to build a website with. Now, not every one of them is in the menu. Some of them are keywords that we added in order to find content with. But the original stack came from ICC Keyworkz when we did the research and we built out the silo on this website. So if we go look at the silo now, before I reveal it to you, I want to tell you that I got a new theme that I'm kind of liking a lot. And so I kind of got rid of that WordPress 2014 theme. I do like that one, but this one has a lot of the same strengths as that one, and it has lost some of the weaknesses that I did not like about 2014. But I really like the way this makes a full image header like this, and of course it's fully responsive, so you can cruise it down and look through all your posts like this. It also uses the featured image in a really cool way, which I like, the way that it lists out the content. And if you've been following me for these last few months, you've seen me create this content in front of your eyes, more or less. And this has a really nice effect. When you mouse over the image, it kind of zooms in just a little bit. I like that a lot. That's pretty cool. Yeah, right, Gainer? And so what I did do is when I did create this this blog with Keyworkz, I did not take time really to fill out the content on a lot of the structure because I was doing it in front of you guys, and I didn't want to take a painstakingly long time to put everything together in front of you, so I just sort of more or less let it rip to show you how the structure can be made. And so now we do have this structure, which is this more or less these silos underneath these items: alien abduction, beyond paranormal, ghosts, UFOs, psychic phenomena, and I'll probably add a few more, before we're done with this. But right now, what I really want to do is, I want to fill out the content structure that I made. So if I go to my posts, these are tags. So if I click on categories, so you'll see now all the same categories here, similarly to what you see over here in ICC Express, and that's because ICC Keyworkz, when you execute your silo with ICC Keyworkz, it does a number of things, and one of the things it does is it creates the categories that you ask it to create. And if you have it set up the way I did, it's going to create the category, create a named post under that category, create a menu of that name, put the category under the menu, and put the posts under the category. And that's exactly what happened when I executed this blog with Keyworkz. So that's why we have all these topics here. And if you go to these links, you'll see that for the most part they are category listings. So they're aggregated category links. And you can even see that from the silo up here where it says category/ESP. And then there is this post here called ESP, and this is actually the post that I made, with Keyworkz when I did the first execution. So it has no content, it's just a name, and it's under the category, and the category is under the menu. So at least we have that structure. What we don't have in a lot of these ones here is we don't have content under the, even though we have a post, if I click on the post, you'll see there's like no content in the post, because that's ICC Keyworkz will create the content structure that way, and unless you spend a little time and click the C button and just generate a quick curated post, which like I said before, I didn't do that when I was demonstrating for you guys, so I just wanted to do it quickly. But it did actually make the structure. So what I want to do now is just start filling out some of these so that I actually do have a full blog, not just a structure. And I've already sort of started doing some work over here. What I've done is I've loaded that post, the ESP post, this one here that's completely empty right now, but I loaded it up on ICC Express, so now I'm basically referencing that piece of content, and whatever I put in here and then save is going to end up on that post. You'll notice here the light bulb over here is red. That means that you're targeting pre-existing content. You're not making a new post. If you make a new post, it's going to be green. How do you get to this point where you open the save drafts and then you click on blog posts and then you find that post in the list? You can also sort it. And then you click open. And by doing that, now you are targeting that in the editor. So one of the first things I want to do is change that capitalization, because that's not really what I wanted. So now I want to also get some content about ESP. And I've done a few things. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick on this content here, but what I did was I went over to Google and I put ESP, psychic phenomena, paranormal in URL feed. Now what that means is that it's going to show me results that have the word feed in the URL. Now whether or not that really gets me feeds or not, I don't know. It has already delivered me some interesting content, or at least I got to this one here that says hauntings, ESP, and mystical visions, counseling after paranormal experiences, and obviously that's very, very germane to the topic of the blog that I'm trying to fill out here. So this would be a good one for curation, definitely. It's definitely not a feed, though. I kind of like to get some feeds, but this is definitely one that I can curate to good effect. Let's see what else we might have here. Let's try this. So I find a good feed. I can, of course, load it right into the software. And this one actually looks, so it's a little bit old. Extrasensory pornception. Oh, that's not really what I was looking for. We might as well load it up though and see if it has anything relevant. And if we don't like it, we can just dump it. But I'm going to go to curation sources, RSS feeds, add a feed, paste in that URL, parse it. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but yes, it did. And I also don't really know if these are good articles, but let's go ahead and add that anyway. And by doing that, now I should have that here. Do I have it here? What I'm going to have to do is just sort of switch and then switch back to feeds, and that should have loaded the new one, and yes it did. So now we can see what's in this guy's blog here if we want to see if we want to try curating something. I don't really see anything about ESP in there, so what I really did want for this particular article is to find something specifically with the word ESP. I don't even know who Michael Shermer is. I'll take a look at that later. This looks like it might be interesting. Illuminati. I mean, these are probably people doing kind of the same thing that I'm doing here. So let's try adding that. That one's definitely a feed. So you know that when you open it in a new window and you see all this code here, especially it starts with RSS at the beginning, then you know it's a feed. So you can then go back to ICC Express, curation sources, add a feed, paste, parse, add, and done. And it sort of does take, I notice it doesn't immediately go to the end of the list, so all you do is just switch to built-in feeds. I will add a refresh for that, but then you go back to RSS feeds, and you see the new, you should see the new feed at the bottom of this list here, Illuminati, James, Randy. So what has he got? Now it looks like it might have some interesting things in here. Still nothing with directly the good, the word ESP. Long Island Medium, those are interesting. Top 10 paranormal hoaxes, those are all good things that I can use for sure, and I will. I'm going to keep looking over here though for a little while more. Paranormal Underground Radio, that could be good. Let's see, open this link in a new window. So if I get enough content with all different words and keywords, I may very well have everything I need to really fill out this blog from the empty topics that I have in there. This looks good. This looks pretty good. So let's try this. Curation sources, RSS feeds, add feed, parse feed. That looks quite a lot of interesting information there. I'm not sure if it's all written or if they're actually, it very well may be recordings, so we'll find out. Let's go and add that. Paranormal Picker, let's try that one. Gainer's got a good one, I'm going to look at that. And that looks like it's got some good stuff in it, so I'll put this. Okay. Looks good. Add it. I'm going to try the one that Gainer put in here and see if this is good. KnowYourMindPower.com ESP feed. Let's try that. For some reason, that one's not parsing very well. I don't know why. Let's go over here and take a look at it directly. Well, you see, Gainer, that is a feed, but there's nothing in it, right? It's basically completely empty. It looks like they have the comments feed or something incorrectly configured. Okay, so unfortunately we can't use that, but we have other ones to look at, and I'm not going to do this forever, but just for a few more things. Okay. Parapsychologytraining.com. That could be interesting. Let's see what we got. Okay. It's definitely a feed, so we'll plug that in. Let's see what we got here. Tag definition feed. That's a weird. See, that's another one of those that doesn't really have anything in it, because I sort of figured that when it said tag definition feed. Radio Misterioso, let's try that. There's a ton of these out there. Like I said, I'm not going to do this all night, but let's just sort of get some grist for the mill, as it were. It's like a podcast. Might be good. There's some good text stuff in here too, so yeah, this could be good. Let me find the right feed. That's kind of sometimes the problem with these feed burner stuff. So let's see. View feed XML. That's really what I'm going to try to do here. Format equals XML. Let's try that. See how that parses. Looks pretty good, and quite a lot of stuff. The thing is, the problem with FeedBurner, though, folks, with this stuff is that you'll notice every single one points to feedproxy.google.com. So that means that we're not really getting the real URLs of the people that we're curating, and I don't know if I like that very much. I'm not sure if that's going to work for me. But so we'll add it anyway and see. I'll go back here. There may be another format that's better. I'm not sure. What if I just try it without the XML? Let's just see. Because even though it looks like a web page, sometimes it's just XML with style sheets on it. That's the same thing, but it's also everything's going to feed proxy Google. Okay, so forget that. Anyway, I'm going to stick with those for now. So I go to my profile source connections, and now you can see we have all these feeds connected to this profile. It could be, you know, potentially a lot of content to curate there. And I do think what I'll do is I'll add that one HTML URL that I had found that looked really good, which is I'm not going to take all that extra query stuff, so should be able to just get the first part of the URL like this, put it in there, and let's just see if that works. Yes, it did. Not only did we get the title, but we also got the meta description. So that worked great. I'm going to click Add. And it took a minute, but it's done. Now, there it is. It's Hauntings, ESP, and Mystical Visions, Counseling After Paranormal Experiences. And I'm going to get the author and source. Who am I going to credit? Let's find out. Alexander Defoe. There we go. And they have a nice link too, but I think I can just say Alexander Defoe and then provide a link to the article. Okay, and I'll save that. So now we have all that information saved. To me, that's not an appropriate article for just the plain old ESP that I was working on here. So I think for this, I'm going to just get a YouTube video. And you're going to see a really cool thing about the theme the new theme that I've got in conjunction with Auto Post Thumbnail plugin that I use. It seems to create 2 or 3 versions of the image that you put with the post, whether it's just a YouTube background screenshot or whatever. Now let's see if we can find anything that's kind of like relevant to real ESP. It's like they're talking about a car. Developing your psychic powers. That looks good. Let's take a look quickly.
It is a person who can receive information from a number of sources and senses through the concept of extrasensory perception.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for here. So let's go ahead and grab that. And I have so little in that post. I'm just going to use the templating here, right here. By clicking the blue T, it's going to fill out my title and my post with a pre-templated post with the YouTube embed and the YouTube screenshot hidden in the post, as long as you don't mess up the source code. If you'll see here, it's already got the YouTube high quality default, but it's set invisibly. The reason for that is so that your blog can find that image and use it for a featured image if you have the right code. And I always use this plugin called Auto Post Thumbnail, which is doing that to great effect of my new theme especially. So I'm going to show you that. I do have this YouTube screenshot invisibly embedded. Now I want to just mark this up. Okay, so I just marked that up just a bit, and I'm trying to make it look. Of course, this is somebody else's, squeeze page or whatever, so I'm going to sort of get rid of the free BS, that's on here. So mainly just putting in some structure for keyword purposes. And then, honestly, the better posts are going to start coming, after I really get this thing built out. But Uber income, get out of here. I don't want to see that. So this is just a little video for somebody to watch if they happen to come to the page. And it's going to be just called ESP, that's all. I'm just filling this out. I've got ESP in my tag. I am posting it under the category ESP, which is auto matched. And there we go. And don't forget, because of the red light over here, I'm actually targeting that existing post. So if I go back to this page here and I just refresh it now, you're going to see the changes that I just uploaded, including the video, the new title, and it somehow didn't get the background image that time. I'm not quite sure what. That's okay. It still looks kind of cool. Just wondering if there's some way to actually add that. I noticed an ad for the auto post thumbnail saying that if you buy their upgraded version, then it will actually process the videos better. So maybe that's what's happened. They've upgraded it, so it's not quite as friendly as it used to be. But I could also do something like put my own image into that post so that it doesn't have to grab it from YouTube. I'm wondering if I can actually add that YouTube image. Drop files or select files. Can I add it from a URL? I don't think so. So that's what I'd like to do right now, but I don't think it's letting me do that. That's okay. I'm just going to go ahead and continue filling this out, and I'm going to do a few more of these posts and get them on this blog. So let's see what's next. I've done stuff about ghosts, I've done stuff about UFOs, so I'm going to sort of try to fill out the more stuff about psychic stuff and actual paranormal. You find which one I'm going to hit next. See, so what I'll do is I'll go to the categories here, and I know that these particular categories have 2 posts, 2 posts, 2, 3 posts. So I don't want to go back to these. These have 1 post, and the reason that they have 1 post is because of what I explained before with ICC Keyworkz, creating that 1 post. And you can take the time to add your content in Keyworkz. It's very similar to ICC Express. You just add in some quick content and mark it up, and that's it. But as I mentioned, we didn't do that, so we are sort of backtracking here. Let's see what I got on page 2. Let's do psychokinesis now. So what I'll do is I will clear this. I'm going to go back to my settings here. And remember, you can filter the connected keywords with this checkbox here. And I'm going to go down to psychokinesis. And by clicking this on the right, it automatically puts it into the default keyword on the left, but you must save it then. And by saving it, it's now going to propagate throughout the program, and that's going to be your main keyword. As you can notice here, it's already matched the category that on my blog. So it'll be targeting that category. So let's go ahead and just find some more YouTube content about psychokinesis. YouTube is just a great way to create fast content. Psychokinesis best clips. Actually, that could be interesting. Let's take a look. Of course, as I understand it, psychokinesis is moving things with your mind, right? That's what it's about. So Let's see. This to me looks like a very good, actually much better than the last one that I got, because number one, it's 51 minutes. It's not, and they're not even pushing any kind of squeeze page or free meditation or anything like that. And it must, in fact, have some, some interesting content. The other one looked good. When I posted it on my blog, it looks good. The screenshot looks good and everything. I kind of like the way that looks. I would like to get that on the backdrop. I think I'll do that in a second. But this actually looks like it may have.
Here, oh, this spread really fast, really rapid. Okay, and this is basically, that's me spreading my consciousness all throughout.
Well, I don't know who that is, but I'll tell you what, I'm just gonna go ahead and post this because it looks, it's relevant to the keyword. There may be other ones though that are better. Let me see. This one actually looks, starts with telekinesis. To be honest, I've forgotten the difference between telekinesis and psychokinesis, so I'm kind of not sure. This one actually might be better though. Let's try that. 23 minutes.
Nexus introduces a new movement in hair.
I want to look that up because I've definitely forgotten the difference. Let me see. Okay. Looks like it's about the same, actually. Seems to be, to me, I don't see much difference in the, psychokinesis is the more commonly used term today for what in the past was known as telekinesis. Well, no wonder I couldn't tell the difference. Okay, so let's use the documentary. Let's use the documentary in this one. That'll be a better idea. That was right here. I have that one. So what I want to do is I want to target that post. So I'm going to open the draft first. I have both of them, telekinesis and psychokinesis. So I'll tell you what, I'll start with telekinesis, and that will be the one for this particular video. That did not work. Hold on a second. Very strange. Let me try the other one. I'm not sure what's... Oh, you know why? Because the profile is not selected. That's why. Hold on. That should solve it. I don't know what the deal is here right now. So I'm going to go ahead and select telekinesis instead of psychokinesis, and maybe that will be helpful. Not sure if the program got a little confused, so I'm going to restart it to do that sometimes. Not too often. I've been working with this for quite a few hours, a lot of external data. So let's go back to Beyond Paranormal, telekinesis, blog curation, auto matched, low blog posts, telekinesis. That time it worked. Okay, so now you can see that we have the red light over here indicating that we are indeed targeting an existing post. We got our title loaded. So that shows you indeed that we did tap into that XML RPC connection to the blog. I'm going to go ahead and load, and perhaps I'll find that same documentary from this keyword since I switched keywords. And I'm definitely not seeing it on the front page, so what I'll do is I'll go back and switch to psychokinesis here. And I will grab this. Now, since I switched the keyword, it should change the text to psychokinesis, but I'm going to change it back. So I'll show you how that goes. Kind of did, didn't it? So I'm going to go back here and just switch this back. So I want to use this for telekinesis right now. Switch this, save. I'm just going to rewrite this. Okay, so I'm just sort of marking it up. And pretty much good to go. I'm not going to worry about a lot of additional stuff at this point. I think I will do is add an image. We do have the hidden, but I think I figured out that wasn't exactly grabbing that one. We could, I don't have code in here to actually grab the YouTube image and upload it automatically, but we can actually do this manually. That's not even the image that I was looking for either, so I'm not sure how they came up with that one. Let me just look again. This was the one that I wanted here, okay. Grab the ID. Make sure, I think we might have had the wrong video even. So, yeah, I also hit the wrong video. So I'm going to do this again. Clear. Open the videos. Now, should do that whole thing again. Unfortunately, I have to sort of rewrite it, or I could just the handy Control Z. So I'm going to make sure that I have this. I'm not sure what happened, Gainer. I really don't know. But I will just make sure I have the right one here. Seems I do have the right one. Anyway, I'm not sure how it got the wrong. It could be a coding thing. I have to look into that. That is the right one. I want to see if there's a way to get a bigger image from YouTube. How to capture YouTube images, how to get. It's not really a how-to. There's actually a couple of pages you can go and you can actually find those. I think it's even YouTube screenshot.com or something like that. Okay. I'm going to get my video URL. Hopefully it'll take this embed. Okay, so apparently it has different ones. This particular video has different ones for different sizes. We already have the one that I really want, which is this one here. I'm just go ahead. I'm taking some liberty here, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I'll save it to the desktop, HQ default. I'm going to go back to YouTube, and first I'm going to put my cursor there. Well, I don't want to do that because it might mess up my other code. So I thought I'll put it right here, center it, and then I'm going to use this file operations to go to the desktop and grab that HQ default that I just put there. Now open it. What would be even better is if I could resize it, but I don't think I can. So what we'll do is I'll also go ahead and put the EXIF data in there. Why not? Text from profile. And just save that in there. So now we have the EXIF data in the image, and use the global keywords, store it on the blog. So now I can basically just insert that into the post. And now I have that, and I have the video, and I have the hidden video screenshot in there. So this is going to be just for the. Okay, so that's what I kind of, in the midst of that, I lost my targeting for the post that I was trying to replace. So I'm going to, that's okay though, because I can fix that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to save this, and it is called telekinesis. I'm going to clear. I'm going to go back to settings and make sure I have telekinesis saved, and it's my keyword again. I'm going to go back here. I'm going to select Beyond Paranormal. Hopefully I'm going to have the problem again. Open the posts. Target that post, which worked. Now I can open the post that I was just working on in the local database. Now that's the problem, is that by doing that, it gives you a fresh post. So I'm just going to copy this source like this. Go back to source. I'm going to open that again. I know this is, it's kind of a back and forth, but sometimes it ends up that way. So let's go. Come on. Okay, now we've got telekinesis selected and targeted. I'm going to source, I'm pasting in what I just got from my saved database, and now I have this whole post ready to go again. And it's targeting the existing post on the blog. Let's go to that blog and find that existing post, psychic phenomena, telekinesis, and it's blank. So that's why we're doing this as a category. So here's the actual post. I'm going to make sure I have this as a tag. And we're all set. I'm just going to go ahead and post that baby now. And then we'll just come back and refresh that page. It should have done the image stuff, and it definitely did. And this is what I like about this blog, about this theme, is that it takes your featured image and creates this backdrop, not only across the top, but right here. You can see that guy, in the background, and it's putting a few too many copies of this. I think I have to turn off display featured image, or I might even, what happens if I remove that invisible embed? That's probably going to get rid of that. So let's just go ahead and do that. Since I already have it uploaded now, I don't need all that. So I'm just going to quickly repost having removed that. And then we'll refresh. Still a few too many copies for my taste, but that's something that we can work out. I think it's if I turn off the, I don't know, I'll figure that out and I'll let you know later. How it's something in the blog, the theme settings is what it is. So yeah, let's do one more before we call it a night. Perhaps I will curate one of the I'll curate that article about ESP that I got earlier today. That should be a good one. But I'm going to put it under ESP, and yeah, this will give a little extra content under the ESP category. So we're saving that as the default keyword. Selecting Beyond Paranormal, web pages, and counseling after paranormal experiences. We'll just click the blue T and we get a fully templated article. Well, this will be fun. So remember the last time you had an encounter with a ghost? Well, how did you handle that? How did you handle that nagging feeling of it's not okay? Here's an article dedicated to those who provide counseling. I'm not sure if that's with 2 L's. The article says 2 L's. Something after paranormal encounters. Okay. I should probably get a little more data. So one shortcut we have in the program is that you can click the blue, the world icon over here, and it will take you directly to that page. It's a nice image, but I don't think I can steal it, so I won't. Let's find something germane about this. This looks good. I think that is a good beginning. I mean, it's definitely towards the end, but it's a good section to kind of bring the reader in. So let's do it here. Sarah. And we're going to need some like some paragraphs for this. I'm not sure if I do it like this. Let's try that. Maybe around the paragraph itself like that. Let's see. That's not too bad. Let me pull that up there. Okay, so that looks decent. This will be put my title, my tag, ESP, counseling. Does that really have 2 L's? Let me make sure. I'm just like counseling. I don't know. Looks like people in Miami spell it with 1 L, and I'm in Miami, so I don't know. I think it's just 1, but I'm going to go with 1. What say ye? I'm just going to get rid of the double L's because I don't think that's real. But I'll leave it in the original article because that's where it was. For mine, I'm going to take out 1 L. And let me add a nice image. Don't I'll put it in the middle of my curation here. ESP. I'm going to mark file, see if there's anything in there. Almost to the end of this session, folks. I'm just going to finish this up, and that'll be it for today. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the chat box. It's already been 1 hour, so we're coming up to the top of the hour here. Let's put psychic and morgue files, see what they've got. Oh, that's not bad. How about you just use this? I'm going to make it really huge, 1024. And just like that. Upload it to the blog. It takes a moment. But it was successfully uploaded. And I'm going to just go ahead and embed this. ICC Express is programmed to embed images at like 500. Even though, as you saw, I made this into 1024 pixel image. If you look at the properties, you'll see it's set at 500 just for the convenience of the blog post. You can change that with this applet, by the way. You can do whatever you want to with that image. I'm just going to go ahead and center it, and that's about all I need here. This is a brand new post, by the way. This is not. Oh, interesting, Gainer. Thanks for that. He says, he or she, I'm not sure, says that British, Canadian, and legal lawyer ease is counseling with 2 L's, and Americans refer to it with 1 L. So that makes sense. Okay, let's go ahead and post this. As I said, it is a new piece of content, which is why the light over here is green. And we'll just go ahead and post it. Okay, and it's a brand new blog post. And let's see how that turned out. Pretty good. So now you see what it does is it takes that image and puts it too many times on the page. Actually, this section here, right behind the post title, you can see it has the large version of the image as a background there. It's kind of cool. I do believe there's a setting that says display featured image, and that's why it's also showing this here. If it weren't, it would go directly to the article, and it would also show the image where I put it, not where the theme's telling it to show up right here, right? So I'm going to figure that out because I just got this new theme today. Well, I've done quite a bit of content here today, and I'm going to continue filling out this blog until I can hit pretty much any one of these links and come up with content like this one. I just did that one today. Let's go to telekinesis. We go there now. We've got this article that links here. So, you know, we're just filling out more content. And ESP, let's check that. That menu needs a little tweak to the JavaScript because it kind of goes away too fast. Now ESP, I don't like the way that is showing That's because it's, like I said, that's one of the ones that did not have the featured image, and so it doesn't show a featured image on the aggregated page. So I want to see if I can real quick before we say goodbye, I want to try to fix that. And it'll probably be the same thing. I'll just kind of grab that image from YouTube. That one was called ESP, I believe, and I'm going to load that. I'm going to get that YouTube. Personally, I believe that you know, if YouTube's putting it out there for you to embed and use, then it's fair game, you know, for promo material. That's how I feel about it. They're trying to propagate this stuff, so I'm going to just do this one more time. And I'm going to go back to ICC Express. And I'm going to use this file operations. Let me get that image that I just got. Wait a minute, that's not the one. It's like it's cached it somehow. I'm not sure why. Let me just try to get rid of that caching by restarting. Back to Beyond Paranormal. Open that post. ESP, open file operations. Okay, it's something I've done wrong then. Hold on. I will get this fixed. So I'll just save it as 0 and then we won't have a problem. Okay, 0. File operations. 0. There we go. Now, yeah, I might as well go get my EXIF in there, save it in there, and use global keyword, store on blog. It's a cute picture. Now, it might not work because of this blog might have only accepted it the first time I posted, but we will see. Let me go ahead and put this in there. Oh, I didn't have a cursor in there, that's why. Okay. Open media library. You have to have your cursor inserted into the area where you want that image to show up. Otherwise, it just gets inserted into nowhere. Let's try that again. That time it worked. So I have my cursor inserted into the insertion point. Okay. Now probably it's going to show that image 2 times, and because of the way I described it, the way the theme works, and it will also show it as a background. Sometime between now and the next time I'll figure out how to turn off that extra image. Okay, so we'll go back and refresh. See what it looks like. Did it grab the image? Yes, it did. It looks very nice. I like that. It's a very cool effect. Again, like I said, it shows it too many times, but that's a setting in the theme, so I'll figure that out before next time. Alrighty then, guys, so it's been an hour, and I hope you've enjoyed this. I think that's about all I'm going to cover for today. And this will go into the archives. Another one for the books, folks. Thanks, Gainer. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Hope everyone enjoyed it too. And we'll have the recording available for you soon. So you guys have a great night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.